Well, I think most of the things he mentioned today, which is quite similar what he delivered on the 5th of March during the opening speech. So basically, we are expecting more support from both monetary policy easing and the fiscal policy support. But of course, he actually answered one of the concerns from the market, because as we know, China is running the higher the tax cut. But the question is, because the increase of the fiscal deficit is not that much. So the question is, how are you going to finance this tax cut? So I think that's one of the key concerns, I think, which he actually addressed the concern. I think basically we're going to see more support from the SOE companies. They're going to transfer some of the profit to the central government to support this kind of fiscal policy, and also revitalization of the money in the local government front, which is to support all the expenditure, all the tax cut initiatives. So that's, to me, is very important to support the long-term sustainable growth for China.
Well, yeah, he did mention that the government will be tightening its belt due to the tax cuts. Can they afford to be giving out tax cuts? Because we know that there are concerns about indebtedness in China.
Yes, I mean, for my personal opinion, that I think it's possible for them to do that, because last year is the first time actually China published the total net assets owned by the state government. So this is huge, massive numbers. So I think according to the Chinese government own roughly about 109 trillion net assets. So that actually become one of the very important weapons right now for China if they want to really push ahead with the fiscal policies.
Let's talk about those growth numbers. Of course, between 6 and 6.5% is what we're expecting to see over 2019. We've gone through some of the support measures that the government is going to enact to get them to those numbers. Yes. Where do you think the number is going to come in? Is it going to be more towards the lower end, more towards 6, or more towards 6.5%? Because they're not going to want to shock everyone out there, and the number, you know, comes in on the low side.
Well, I think it's probably in the middle of the range. So, I mean, there's one constraint right now to China's targets. As we know, now they're targeting 6 to 6.5% growth target for this year. But there's another constraint which is previous commitment made by the Chinese government. They want to double the GDP by 2020 from the 2010 level. So in order to achieve that, they still roughly need about 6.2% for next 1 to 2 years. So that could be another magic number for us to watch out for, which is the 6.2. So which is possible whether China to achieve this double GDP target.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.